it's Alex here from wpeagle.com. In this video we're going to be creating a website using WordPress. The website we're going to be creating is this one that I've got on my screen behind me. I'll put it up on the screen now, as well as a link that you can click and have a look at the website yourself, have a good click about, see if you like it. It's built using WordPress and it uses a premium theme called Free Clicks, which is a really great, powerful theme. Comes packed full of features, making it really easy for you to create pages that look stunning. In this video I'm going to take you through everything step by step, starting off with setting up some hosting and then installing WordPress, getting the theme, installing it, and adding all the content and changing all the colours, adding your logo, basically making the website your own. If you get stuck at any point during this video, please just leave a comment below on YouTube or send me an email via my website at wpeagle.com. and I will do my best to help you out and fix your problems and get you up and running with a website. So without much more chit chat from me, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, as I say, is set up some hosting. So let's roll the tape. Okay, so let's get started building this website. So the first thing we need is to set up our website hosting. Now, I recommend a company called TSO Host. They're based in the UK. They offer some really great hosting, super fast, great support, and very reasonably priced. So what you need to do is type in tsohost.com into your web browser, and you'll come over to their website, which will look something like this. And then if we go into hosting, what we want is the cloud web hosting. Then when you come to this page, if you click on the button that says View Plans and Pricing, it scrolls you down the page, and we can see what's available. Now, obviously it depends on how busy you think your website's going to be, how big it's going to be in terms of how many images and all that kind of stuff. But if you look at this table, you can see they've got some great packages. I would recommend you probably go for something like the professional or the standard package. They're nice and big, offer loads of space and lots of bandwidth. But it's really up to you. And then when you come down to the bottom, you can select your package and whether you go for 1 year or 2 years. I would recommend that you go for a year package. At least you get a much better value. And just on a side note, in terms of the little reward that I'll get, it's a little bit more generous if you go for an annual package. So if you think you're in this for at least a year, which I'm sure you will be with your website, a month's never going to be long enough, and I say you save some money, I would suggest you go for a year package. So let's just select this one of these packages. Let's go for the professional, and just $49.99 for the year. It's a bargain. You click buy now, and then this view cart up here appears. If we click that, there's our checkout. And with this one, you get a free domain name. So that's really good if you haven't got your .co.uk or whatever .com sorted out. I suggest that you would go for this one and get your domain. Now here's the promotional code box. If you type in here WPEagle and then click redeem, you'll get 10% off. So obviously make sure you do that, and as I said, I do get a small little reward for that, just to show love for these videos that I'm making. That's great. Okay, so once you've done that, click on checkout, and here you go, either log in, but you probably haven't got a login, so you'll need to create an account, which is this button here, and you need to fill in all these details. Click register, and then go through, and you'll be asked for payment details, and then you're all done. What will happen is they'll set up your account, they'll email you some details and a login, and then with that login we can start setting up our website. So let's move on to that now. Okay, so hopefully you signed up okay with TSO Host and they emailed you your login details and you've gone and logged in, and hopefully you can see a screen that looks something like this. Now this is your dashboard with your hosting, so this allows you to create your new websites. So that's what we'll do. To do that, you click add new website. And here you enter the domain name. So if you just registered one with TSO Host, you enter that here. Or if you already had one, maybe with another registrar, you need to enter that here. Just on a side note, if your domain name is with another registrar, you will have to update the DNS settings in order for this to work. But hopefully that should all become clear, and TSO Host will help you on this documents on that if you need that. But if you registered your domain with TSO Host, it will just work. So let's enter our domain. I'm going to use this one, 2015 wpeagle.com. So that's the subdomain, but obviously your website will just be the top bit. So just wpeagle.com or www.wpeagle.com. It's up to you, but just enter it in here, whatever you'd like. And then we're going to choose Linux, which is the recommended option, and then click the button, and it's done it. So now we're ready to install WordPress, and to do that, if you just scroll down to the bottom of this page and click Install Applications, it's going to load up a page where we can basically just use this kind of auto install feature and get WordPress installed without too much hassle. So it's the very first option on this page, and just click Install and don't change the path. That's the main kind of root of the site, so that's fine. And just click the button. Now this is going to take a few minutes, so I'm going to go and make a cup of tea, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, hopefully that didn't take too long for you. I've got my tea. Maybe you went and got a drink too, because yeah, it does take 3 or 4 minutes. But we're all done now, so we can now go and log into our WordPress installation and get started setting up a really cool website. So what it does when it installs, it creates a username and password for you to use, and they're in this green box on the screen here. So to log in, all we need to do is come down and click this button, and it's just going to open up a link here. Just click that link. So whenever you want to log into your WordPress site, you go to yourwebsite.com/wp-admin, and it'll bring up this screen. Now I don't know why it's filled all this in, but it should probably be blank. So the username is this one here. So I'm just going to copy it. I don't want that last little speech mark. There we go. Copy. Did a Control C there, and then paste, and then get the password here and paste that. If we click log in, that's going to take us into WordPress. Now with this installation, it installs this plugin Clef. I'm not sure what it is. I haven't used it yet, so ignore that for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new user, because the one it automatically creates for you is a bit difficult to remember. So if you go to Users and then Add New, type in a username that you'll remember. I'll use WP Eagle. I'll remember that, and put your email address in and your name if you want to. You don't have to. And then a password that you're going to remember. And then we're going to use this account going forward rather than the one that was created for us. Make sure that you set the role to administrator. That gives you full power over everything, and then click Add New User. Obviously in the future, if you want to give other people access to your website, maybe you want them to create content, whatever, you can come in here, create them their own username and password, and they can log in. The different roles basically allow people just to write stuff or edit stuff. You can check it out on the WordPress website if you need more info on that. Okay, so now here's our new user. That's what I'm going to be using. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out now, and to log out of WordPress, you go up to the top here and click log out. I'm going to log in with that new one that I just created, which was WP Eagle, and my password. It's remembering me because I did a little test run earlier, but hey, let's click login. So now I'm logged in with that new user, and we're all good to go. If you want, you can come in here and delete that user that was automatically created. I would recommend that just for security, so I'm just going to come here and click delete. And then I'm just going to attribute all the content to me, not that there is much, only the demo stuff. So just click confirm, and he's gone, and it's just me there, ready to go. So the next step in creating our website is we need to install our premium premium theme. And we're going to get our premium theme from a website called ThemeForest. I'm going to put a link up on the screen in a minute, and we're going to go and buy it, and we're going to download it, and we're going to install it. So let's go and do it. Okay, so this is the theme we're going to be using. It's called FreeClicks. It's a theme that I've used a number of times, and I really love it. It's really flexible, really easy to use, and just creates some really nice websites. There's a link up on the screen now. If you would do me the honour and click that and purchase through that link, it's only $58. I will receive a small commission in return for that. But again, it's just a way that I can make a little bit out of doing these videos for free. So yeah, come to ThemeForest following my link, sign up if you don't already have an account, and then you need to click one of the two buttons here. You can either add to cart if you're going to buy some other things, or just buy now straight away. I've already bought it, so I can download it already. So I'm just going to click here to download the theme. And I'm going to save it on my computer in a folder where I can find it. There we go. So that's downloaded. I'm just going to show you that on my computer. And it comes as a zip file, so you're going to need to have to kind of expand it. I think it's called extract it. So I'm just going to extract that. Obviously you do that on your PC, how you do it. I'm just doing it on the Mac here. and within there you get a folder which has got some more folders in it. So now we're ready to go back to our website and upload this that we've downloaded. So I go back to my browser here. Here's the website we're on, and on the users page. So what we need to do is go into Appearance and Themes, and then we need to click Add New, and then up top here there's this button Upload Theme, and then we need to browse on our computer to wherever we downloaded that file. So here it is, and I'm going to go in there, and there's two files we need to upload. There's the main theme, which is this one here, free clicks, and then there's this child theme. So let's do the free clicks first. So just select that and then click Install. That's just uploading. And it's doing its thing. It takes a minute or two. It's a good time to have some tea. Excuse the slurping, quite a bit hot. And that's done. So let's just return to the themes page. And we need to install that second file. So again, add new, and then upload theme. Choose the file. Now the reason we have a child theme is basically in the future, if you need to do any customization to the theme, which we're not going to do right now, but if you do, it means that whenever the theme's updated by the developer, your changes don't get lost. So it's always a good idea if there is a child theme to use it. So that's done, and then if we click Activate, our theme is now live. And it's now saying that we need to install some plugins. So it's a good idea that we do that. So let's click Begin Installing Plugins. And you should just be able to tick that box at the top, which then in turn ticks all of them, and then go up here to the drop down and click Install. Now it's going to go away hopefully and get hold of those plugins and install them for us. So a plugin is basically a little piece of software that goes into WordPress and gives you some extra functionality above the basic stuff. And there are tons and tons of plugins available for WordPress. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay for. But everything from forms through to you know, adding maps, adding images, adding a diary, basically anything you can think of. There's usually a plugin out there that you can go and download. So it's done these plugins. So we've got a maps one, the page builder, some social icons, all stuff that we need for our theme. So with that done, we might as well go and have a look at the site and see where we're at. And as you can see, it's kind of starting to look a little bit like a website, but obviously there's a few bits missing. So we need to start putting it together. Now what I'm going to do is the theme comes packaged with some example content, or demo content as it's otherwise known, and we're going to install that demo content, and then we can basically just change that to make it fit what we need. It's basically a good way to get started because you can see how things work and you can play around with them, and you're not starting everything from scratch. So to install the demo content, I'm going to go back to the dashboard. Now when you're logged into WordPress, you get this bar along the top, so it's very easy to go back and forth. And then I'm going to go down to Tools, and I'm going to go to Import. And then I'm going to select WordPress. And it's going to want to install this little plugin, so I'm just going to click this button, Install Now. And then I'm going to click Activate Plugin and Run Importer. And then I need to choose the demo content file, which is within here. So within the file that you downloaded, that you extracted, there's this folder here called Demo Content. I'm just going to select this XML file and click Upload File and Import. Now there's a couple of authors that it's going to import, which is fine I think for now, because it makes it easier to separate the content out. So we'll obviously delete them at the end. And then there's a button here that you need to tick, and it's going to download any images and stuff like that. So let's just run that. It does take a minute or two. I'm just going to edit. Okay, so that's all done, and it's kindly reminded us to update the passwords of the imported users, which is a good idea. So let's just go back into users, just for security. And these two that it's imported, let's just click Edit. And just scroll down till you find Role, and just put no role for this site. Not that they would ever log in or anything like that, but you know, you can't be too careful. And this one too, just scroll down, change the role to no role. Okay, so what's that's done is it's created lots of pages for us that we can start having a look at and deciding which ones we like. So to find the pages, you go into Pages and All Pages. You see there's lots and lots of pages now on our website, which we can go and have a look at. There's one more thing we need to import though, which is the sliders. So to do that, if we go to Revolution Slider down here, which is a great plugin I must add for creating sliders. Now the slider is the thing that you have on a home page where you know there's images moving around and it looks really cool. I'm going to go over here and click Import Slider. I'm going to click Choose File, and again within that demo content folder that we were just in, there's Rev Sliders. And let's start by doing the home slider. So home slider 1, and then click Import. And that should work. So now we can go back to our pages. Let's have a look at one of these home pages. So I'm going to go to All Pages and go to just the Home. I'm going to click View, and this is going to take us back to the front of the website. And here is a page, which would make a lovely home page. So it's already looking like the demo kind of site, and you know all these things we can then start digging in and changing to suit our needs. Let's go back and have a look at a few more pages, and then we'll choose. I like that one, but there may be one that looks better. So I'm just going to go back to All Pages, and obviously the pages that we don't use, we're going to clean off at the end and delete them, so that you know we don't have lots of pages that we don't need. So let's have a look at home page 2 and click View. And you'll see this one, it's got a slightly different slider and you know a bit of a different layout. So it's really up to you. I'll just stick with the main one, the home page, and for this demonstration. But obviously, hopefully, what you learn from that, you could maybe decide to go for something else. Now, what we need to do though, before we start playing around with pages, is get the look and feel of the site working properly. I think you know, get a logo up here, and you know, get the color scheme working. So let's do that now. Let's do the logo first. So I'm just going to stop this. My computer's running a little bit slow. Hopefully it will recover in a second. Okay. So I'm going to go back into the dashboard. And then all the theme options are under Appearance and Theme Options. And there's basically loads of stuff in here that we can change. The first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this annoying message. And let's start going through these options. I'm getting distracted. We're going to do the logo in a second. So the footer text is the bit of text, obviously, that appears in the footer. Might as well do that while we're here. It's got a help mode and it's got some other stuff which I'm going to turn off because it's a little bit distracting for me when I'm doing the demo. But you might want to keep it on. It kind of gives you little tips as to where to put stuff. And I'm going to leave the scroll to top on. And whenever you make a change, obviously make sure you click that button up the top there or down the bottom there, the Save Changes. But anyway, before I get distracted again, let's do the logo. So that's under Branding. When it comes to logos, basically you need two versions of your logo. One that's just normal and one for Retina screens or high DPI screens. And basically that's just a logo that's twice as big as the standard one. So I recommend for your standard logo it needs to be about 200 pixels or so wide. So therefore for your high resolution one it needs to be about 400 pixels wide. So I've got my logos ready to go, so I'm just going to click Upload to upload them to the website. Click Upload Files, then Select Files, and then find your logo on your computer. So I've got this one here called Logo. This is 200 wide and 77 high. You can see the dimensions over here. So then you can type the dimensions in. Sorry, 200 by 77. And then I'm going to upload my high resolution one, which is double, so that's 400 wide. And by 155 high. And that's it. So then if we click Save Changes, and then go up here and click View Site, Visit Site even. There's our logo. So the next job is to change the colours. Before we do that, I'm going to put myself back on the screen. Hello, you notice I've changed my clothes. That's because this video is recorded over a few days because it's quite a long one. So if you do notice that, that's why. But anyway, without any more of that chit chat, let's carry on and change the colours on the site. So let's dive back into the options, the theme options, which you'll find back in the dashboard. Then under appearance and theme options. Now I've got some colour codes that I've got in my little notepad file here, which are the colours that I use. They're from the logo on WP Eagle type sites. So you hopefully will have these colours to hand. Again, you might be able to get them off your logo if you know how to use the dipper tool, the pipette tool, whatever it's called in Fireworks or Photoshop. You can get these colour codes, or you can obviously just add whichever ones you want. So let's go into style, and then we've got the main kind of colours here. So you got the body background, which is okay at the moment with just that white colour, I think. But you can add an image if you'd like here. And then we've got the top background again, which is a grey colour. That's kind of fine. So let's just move through the different sections. So the first thing is the pre-header. What I'll do is I'll open up the site so that we can see in another tab where these colours actually are. Now this is the pre-header, which is right at the top here, which is a cool place to add some stuff. It's just loading. So this little red bar we've got across the top here, and you've got this little thing that pops down. There's nothing in it yet, so that's that red bar there. So I've got a nice orange colour that I like to use, so I'm just going to copy this colour code D36629. I'm going to paste it in here. Obviously, if you haven't got the colour code, you can just select a colour off this lovely colour selector thing. Don't know if there's any more colours, the text, and that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make these other red colours my orange colour, so I'm just pasting the colour code in. Click Save Changes. Then if we refresh, we'll see that something's changed. Just about. It's very similar to the red. Let's change this next bar. So that bar there, which says blog, or which has the page title in, that's the next part of the site. I think that's called the header. So if we click on header, we can go through. Here you can play with your logo margins and your navigation margins. We might need to come back to that later. So is it the header, or maybe it's the pre-content? I don't know. I'm just going to update this link color. Save changes. And then we'll go to the header. Sorry, the pre-content, I think it's called. That's that red background color. Change that. We might need to change these colors. Let's see what it looks like. Go back and refresh this page. Okay, that's looking. That matches the logo color. So there's still quite a few bits of red dotted about, so we need to update all them. Which I think I'll update. I've got some other colours here, might as well use them. Got brown and I've got yellow. Let's go for yellow. I'm going to copy that colour code. So that's part of the content. So if we go down into content, I'll make these yellow. If they look rubbish, we might change them later, but we'll see. That's the thing with the website. Doesn't like that. Have I not copied the whole thing? Got a space on the end. Yeah, that's the thing when designing websites. You know, you just have to keep playing around just till it, you know, starts coming together and looking as you want it. That yellow is my colours have gone wrong. This is how I get my colours. So as I said, I use the pipette tool within Fireworks, so I can get my logo and just say I want that yellow, and then I can copy this code here, which is actually FDC6M1. I must have noted these down wrong. Let's update that. That's more like it. So save changes. Then if we refresh again, they've gone yellow. You see, it's quite light colour, you see. So maybe we should have the links a darker colour. So let's pick a darker colour off the logo, like one of these darker browns. So I'm going to update my notes just so I've got them to hand if we need them. Let's go back in and change the link color to a brown. I think the buttons look okay. I'll do the buttons too. So that's for the, this is the distinctive color schema, is where the buttons color is. My English is great. Okay, that'll do for now, I think. So yeah, that's not looking too bad. It's starting to match the logo quite nicely. So there's obviously some more colours. Let's have a look at the pre-footer. I'm just going to change. That's quite a dark colour, so I think we'll need the orange again. The background's quite dark, so let's go for orange. And again, I think the footer's light. Let's leave that for now and just see how it looks when we get going. So let's just refresh our website and have a look. Okay, I think what we need to do now is go back to the home page. Oh, in fact, we haven't even got a home page. We need to set our home page. So let's do that and let's start setting up some of the other pages that we need. So back into the theme options, and I'm going to go into pages. And here we can select which page we want to be our home page. Now, as I said earlier, we've got all these like pages from the demo content. I quite like home, so we're going to start with that. And there's a couple other, you can allow comments on your pages and trackbacks if you want. I don't tend to have comments on pages, but you might want to. Generally have comments on blog posts. So that's set. So now if I go back to the home page, I'm just clicking on the logo. Here we go. The home page is, it's obviously taken on board our colours there, so it's not looking too bad, and we're going to start editing this in a second. What I think we'll do is we'll decide what other page we're going to have and add the navigation so that it looks a bit more like a website. So to do that, let's go into the pages, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select the pages that I think I want and remove the ones I don't. So I want an about. I don't want all these other home pages, so what I'm doing, I'm just going to tick them all. Obviously you're going to delete whichever ones you don't want. We'll keep the portfolio, we'll keep the blog. I'm going to get rid of these sub things, they're just like examples. And these pages, I'm going to just get rid of that one. I'm going to get rid of that about actually, because that's the default WordPress one. There's nothing on there. I'm going to keep that about as page. We'll have the careers page for now. Okay, so let's move those to trash. Okay, I'm going to delete all these shortcode pages because they're not going to be very interesting. This is where you can see basically all the different shortcode is a way of, you know, adding like a feature, so like a button or an image or a table. They're all done by shortcodes. So what I suggest, if you want to find out the shortcodes, have a look at the demo on ThemeForest for free clicks, and they'll all be shown there, which you can use. So just move all those to trash. So contact us with the map I think we'll have, so I'm going to get rid of the standard contact us. We'll have the FAQ and the history, and maybe the pricing and the surfaces. That'll do for now. Obviously you're going to decide whatever you want. There's a lot of different pages, as you can see there's loads of things that this theme can do, so you need to have a good look through all these and decide which ones you want. What we got left? These are all again example pages. Let's just get rid of all these. There can't be that many left. Okay, don't want any of these special pages. Hope this is all making sense. Obviously, at any time during this video, if you get stuck or you have any questions, please just leave me a comment or send me an email or tweet me, and I will answer it for you and help you out. That's no problemo. No problemo. Okay, let's get rid of these last ones because it's dragging on this now, isn't it? Dun, dun, dun. Right, and I think that's it. Good. So I just want to explain a quick couple of things with these pages. You'll notice that these ones are kind of jutting over to the right. It's because they had a parent page, so you can kind of order your pages in a logical tree-like structure. So for example, you might have a services page, and then below that you might have a page for each one of your services, you know, tax returns, whatever, if you're accountant, that kind of stuff. And those services pages would be a child page of the main services page, if that makes sense. So you'd have services as the main page, then you'd have you know, tax returns as a child page. And to set that, you can do it with a quick edit. And because I deleted this one's parent, it doesn't have one, so I'm just going to set it as having no parent for all these pages. So the About Us, the Careers, oh, it's just going to be main page. The Contact Us, yep, oh, main page. The FAQ, main page, and so on. And then what we'll obviously do is dive in, and we can have a tinker with these pages and make them our own. Okay, so there's our pages that we're going to add to the site. So we need to now add these to a menu. So to do, which is the navigation, you know, across the top next to the logo. So we're going to go into Appearance and Menus. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new menu. I'm just going to call it Main Menu. It's a good name for it. And our pages are down here to the side, so we can just easily add those. I'm going to view all. I'm going to just select all of these pages. We seem to have two home pages. Not sure what's going on there. We'll have to remove one of them. Yeah, I think they're both the same. So let's remove. I don't know why there was two appearing there. Let's remove that. Okay, and then if we save the page, we're going to have to rename these pages well because they're called About Us page snippet and things, which is not what we want. There's one more thing we need to do now, and that's basically set where this menu is going to appear. This theme has a couple of locations where you can add one of these menu type things. And this one is our primary navigation, but again you can have one secondary navigation and a footer navigation, which we'll add shortly. So if we go back to the website, there's our menu. As I said, it's far too long because the page names are too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into each page now and rename it. So if I click on the About Us page, the good thing about WordPress is when you're logged in, you can look around the front of the website here, and then you've got this toolbar here so you can quickly go in and edit certain pages. So I'm just going to call this About Us to make more sense. I'm going to turn off this tip. And here is the URL, which is the, you know, the website address. And again, I want that just to be About Us. And then click Update. Then if we view the page, it's been renamed. So I'm going to do that to all these other little pages. You don't need to watch that, that's a bit boring. So I'll just do a quick edit and we'll carry on in a sec. Okay, so I've renamed all those pages so they all are sitting in one line now next to the logo. But you'll notice that they're sitting a little bit too high. I would prefer them to be more in line with the logo. So we're going to adjust that now. So to do that, I'm going to just close this tab. We've got too many tabs. Go back into the dashboard, the back end here, and then we're going to go back into the theme options. And if you remember, we saw this earlier. It's the margin, so it's under style and it's in pre-header, I think, if I remember correctly. No, it's not. It's in header. It's in header. That'll be the one. So here we go. We've got some margins. I think the primary nav just needs a bit more. So what I'm going to do is just put that up to 50 and save. And then if we go back to the front of the website, That might look better. There we go. It's more in line now, and it looks a bit, you know, nicer on the eye. Now the other thing we want to do is rearrange the order of these, because I'd rather have the contact us at the end, and you know, maybe just reorder these so they make more sense. So we need to go back into menus. You can access this straight from here, or it's in appearance and menus. So we're back in here again, and the great thing with this screen is you can just simply drag and drop. So I say I want the contact us right at the end. Let's put that there. Put the about us there. If you want, you can actually rename. Doesn't have to match the page name. So you know, even though the page is called about us, I could just have that as about, and I could have this one as contact, like that. Let's move the careers down. And again, if you want here, you can actually nest one under the other. I'll do that so that you can see what that. So the careers would be underneath about. And again, if you've got that as a parent, that makes sense. Parent pages I was talking about earlier. Okay, that will do for now. Let's save that. Let's go and have a look at the website. There we go, all nicely arranged. If I go on to about, there's our careers. So what we need to do now is start editing some pages. I think that'd be a good thing to do next. So what we'll do is we'll work on the home page and change this slider. I'll add my own images. I'll show you how to change this text and all these other sections as well, so that we can you know, make it our own. Okay, so let's do that now. So let's get on with changing this slider. So this part of the website on the home page, and you can add these sliders actually to any page you want, is powered by a plugin called Revolution Slider that we installed when we set everything up at the beginning. So I'm going to change these images and this text to and remove these current sliders and add my own. So let's go to Dashboard, go to Revolution Slider, which is down here, and then I'm going to click Edit Slides. And I'm going to delete that last slide. I only want the 2 slides. So we're going to this first slide, click Edit Slide. There's a whole load of options here that you can play with in terms of like the transitions, how long it takes to transition. A transition is, you know, when it slides about and comes in from the side or fades, all that kind of. You've got loads in here to choose from, lots of slidey, fadey things. But I'm going to leave most of that as it is, and then I'm going to change the background image so it's got a nice image behind it. So I'm going to click Change Image. I've got a couple of images, photos really, that I got from a website that I highly recommend, which is called PhotoJune. I will put a link up on the video now, and it's a great place to get some really cheap stock photos if you haven't got any. So for example, this photo of this eagle is from there. That is an affiliate link on the screen, so again, if you do buy a photo, I'll get a small commission, which would be very nice. Okay, so there's our eagle. Got this woman thing here, which I don't want, which obviously that's another image. So basically with the slider, you can overlay an image on top of an image, and they can come flying in and all that kind of stuff. I don't want that for now. I just want a bit of text. And here's some text. So these are just layers, and you can just very easily just move them around. And you know, make them say what you want. So this is a demo. Hang on. This is a demo. There we go. Let's press enter there. Using free clicks. I keep forgetting to press enter. Using free clicks. View video on YouTube. What you can do is you can make the slide basically click through to somewhere. So for example, if we go up here, we could say enable link regular, and you know, we could link through to YouTube or another page on the website, whatever we want. Okay, and open it in a new window. There we go. So I think that's about it for now. I think that slide looks pretty good. Let's update it. If we go back, I'm going to open it in another tab just so that we can flick between the two. We should see our new eagle. There we go, looking pretty cool, gotta say. So let's do this this second slide with something different. So back to Revolution Slider. You can navigate between the different slides along here. If you want, you can rename so there's something a bit easier. So if we go back to this first one, and again, you can actually drag and drop them again to rearrange the order. So we'll call that equal slide so we know what it is. I need to save that down the bottom. Okay, and then if we go to slide, the next one. So again, I don't want this big image, but again, you know, you could add images coming over, whatever. There's quite a few different layers on this one. So I'm going to click delete all layers for now. We'll do this one from scratch. So I'm going to select the background image again. I've got another image which again I got from PhotoJune. Now in terms of the slider size, I recommend you do them as wide as you possibly can, and obviously whatever height you want. Obviously not too high. It depends if you want to take up the whole screen or just top. At the moment these ones are 450 high and quite wide because Revolution Slider does fill the entire screen. And some people nowadays have very big screens, so you want to make sure they're really wide. So this is a lady looking at some things with a laptop. That's okay. So if you wanted to add some text, simply click Add Layer, and then we can enter our text here. Hope you like our site. I don't know. This is just for demonstrations. So here it is, a little bit of text. If you want to change the style on that, there's all these kind of built-in styles. So that's big. If you want something with a background, you know, there's a nice red, sort of pinky type one. We could add another layer. Ask a question if you get stuck. We could have that in like a nice white. That looks alright, doesn't it? Let's go for that update slide. And if we go back and refresh our homepage, come on, computer, reload the page. I'm supposed to have super fast broadband here, but it never quite feels like it, does it? Okay, so that's the first slider. You can click onto the second slider. There she is. So that's looking quite good. Though that pink doesn't really match with the orange, but I don't think that really matters for now. Obviously, we're not going to try and make a perfect website in this video, but you get the idea. So let's move on to the next part of this page in terms of editing, and we want to change this line here, and we can change the words in this button, change these columns, and just start working through, and I'll show you how to change these different elements. So while we're here, we might as well just click Edit Page on the home page. I'll close this other tab to avoid confusion. Okay, so this is our main page editing screen where we can basically do everything we want to a page. Now this theme comes with a page builder which you're going to need to turn on, and you do that by clicking on this massive big button here. And this gives us a very visual way of laying out content and editing it and all that kind of stuff. So what I will do actually to make things easy, I'm going to open this page in another tab just so that we can see. So this is the first bit. It's called the pre-content, and it says let's give your website a brand new look, and then here is a button. And if we look on the front, there we go, that's that bit there. So if we wanted to change that bit, this is some HTML. If I click on the little pencil, welcome to our demo site from WP Eagle. Save. Then if I wanted to edit the button, I go into here and click on the little pencil. Now this is an example of a shortcode, which again I say you can find all these if you look at the free clicks demo. They're all listed there with a bit of code that you can copy and paste. So this is a button, so it's kind of starts with a little square bracket and then the word butter, then this is the link, so that's where it's going to link to. So I'm going to link it through to YouTube. When I've finished, I'm going to obviously link it through probably to the actual video that you're watching right now. But as I'm making that, I can't link to it yet because it's not finished. Anyway, you can have different sizes, styles, and simple. But again, I say look at the free clicks demo, and you can decide. So I'm going to change that to view tutorial video. Then when you make a change, you obviously click save. Then you'll need to update the page, which is this button over here. Whenever you change anything on a page or post, you'll need to make sure you save it with that. So if we go back and refresh our home page, and that's changed. That looks good. So the great thing about this theme and this visual editor is you can drag stuff around. So say for example we wanted the button on the other side, I can drag it over here. You see that's gone like an orangey red colour where the plus is. It's going to put it there. So if I do that, it's now there. Let's update the page and refresh here, and you'll see that that's moved over. So that's it's really easy to lay stuff out. I'm going to put it back because I think it looks better on the right. So just move it back to there. Okay, so that's the pre-content. That's that coloured bar across the top of the page. Now, if you're creating a page from scratch and not using one of these demo pages and editing it, you can kind of find all these elements along the top here, and then you can just simply drag them in. So if you wanted, if there wasn't a pre-content on the new page you're creating, you just drop it in there. And then, say these columns here, they're along here, so that's a 2/3 column. You just grab hold of that 2/3, and that's there. That's a 1/3 column, so we'd grab that 1/3. And then here it's what's called HTML, but it's basically where you'd enter your text. So we'd go into the content and find the HTML and click edit, and then you just this is an example. I'm going to delete it in a second. I just want to show you this. If you want to format any text, I don't know if you're familiar with this. I've got some videos on the WordPress kind of back end and the editor. Have a look on my channel and you'll find more videos on how to use this in more detail. But it's a bit like Word really, so I always say toggle that, you get a few more options. But if you wanted to make this a heading, you could highlight it and make it a heading. If you want to make it a link, you click on the little chain. You can link through to wherever you want. Okay, I'm going to save that and update. I'll just show you what that looks like. Let's refresh this home page. It's going to have added another pre-content at the top, and it's broken the second one, but because you can only have one pre-content, but you get the idea. And there's our link. So what I'm going to do is to remove things, go back. I can just click on this little cross here. Okay. The free clicks theme does come with lots of tutorial videos itself, so again, have a look at those and you'll get familiar with this. Okay, so now we're down to the next section. It's called a section, and if we look at the front, it's this. I'm just going to refresh that bit that I broke. That's all back to normal. And so we've got three nice little areas here. So, and these are here. So I just click on the little pencil. It's using an icon, and you want to find out what these icons are. They're called font awesome icons, and if you Google that, you'll find what they are. But so I can change this text to whatever I want. Free video tutorials. Oh dear, my spelling's good today. And then I could change this text to whatever I want. We make some great WordPress tutorial videos for free that you can watch on YouTube. And here's a link, and that's linking through to a page. So if I wanted to link that to one of my pages that we've got on the website, I click on the little chain, and there's this option here that says link to existing content. And there's there's some of the demo content there, but here's our pages. So if I wanted to link to the About Us, I just click on About Us, click Update, and that's done. Click Save, just click Update. And then if we click, there we go, it's changed it. It probably needs another line or so because they don't all line up nicely on the eye. It's, you know, but that's up to you, and that's you know, whatever you want to do. So I could go and change these other ones quickly. If I change them all to 2 lines, it will look fine. So go back. I'll just do one more for you so you can see. If you wanted to change the icon, I'll show you what I mean by the font awesome icons. If I fire up Google quickly and just type in font awesome icons, it's the first link that comes up on Google. So they're all here, all the different icons. So say for example I wanted to change this icon, this little one, to a bus, which was that one I saw there. If I click on bus, where's bus? The bus. It's just called bus. So you simply go back to your page where it says icon magic. I'll just say icon bus. This column was used to demonstrate icons in the video you're watching, or you're about to watch. And I won't bother with the link again. I mean, you know how to do that, hopefully. So let's click update. I'm going to refresh the home page, and hopefully that little wand is a bus. Oh, it hasn't. Let's have a look what's happened there. So it turns out that the theme doesn't actually have a bus icon, but I found this page here, say on the demo site, which is where you should come when you're looking for shortcodes and icons, and it's got a whole load of others. So let's just change it to something else, like a rocket. So let's go back. I tried a bed, that didn't work either. So you don't need all the font. Obviously, all the font awesome icons aren't supported on this theme, which is a shame because it kind of implies they are. But there's still plenty to choose from. Let's see if that rocket works. There we go. So that doesn't make any sense now. I'll change it to a rocket icon. So I hope I didn't confuse you too much. I decided not to edit that out because I thought you should see the process that you kind of go. Even I go through. I've used this theme a lot, and you still kind of, there's a bit of trial and error involved when making websites, and that's okay. That's how it works. But I think that's making sense now. So we changed those things. We can move down to the next section. So this is just like a really big area where we could add an image. So let's add an image to this bit here. What you can also do is change this background color. So let's go back to the editor. So here we go. So here's the text, and here's the image. So I'm just going to click on the thing, on the pencil. And if I click on this image, we can edit it by clicking on the pencil. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove it because it's easier. So I removed that. So to add a new image, I'm going to click Add Media. So I've got a file here with another one from Photo June. It's just a random picture of some happy people. So here's my options. That's there. I don't want to link. So if you do, obviously you'd set it here. So when people click on the image, they go somewhere. I'm going to add it as a full-size image. Click Insert. There we go. Click Save. So let's update and see what that looks like. There they are. Now I think they need to be kind of aligned in the middle, ideally. So let's go back in, and I'll change this text so that it's my own, you know. So I can scroll back down to where they are. So just click here, and then if I click on the image, and then I can just simply do the align here, align center, click Save. So what this is here, there's a bit of a space between the image and the the text, again, you add these things along the top here. You got space, and you know, nice and easy drag and drop. So let's just change this text. You can do it. Follow my video tutorials and you can make your own website all by yourself. Let's update. So if I wanted to change this background color here, it's a nice grey at the moment, but if I wanted it to be something else, maybe an image or a different color, you can do that in here. You go back down to the section. So the section itself has a little pencil with lots of different options. So there's the color there. Make it green. Click save. It's going to look horrible, that green, I'd have thought, but hey, just for this example. There we go. Or you can even make it an image. So let's go back down here, the little arrow on the section, background image. Okay, you need to actually paste the URL of the image. Which is fine. So to do that, we'd go into the media library. And obviously these are just all the demo images. Let's add a new image. I'm just going to use that one that I've just downloaded from Photogen. I think it's the lady one again, but a bigger version. The lady in front of a thing. So if I click on that image there, I've got this URL. That's what I need. So I'm just going to select all of it on my Mac. That's Command A, and then copy it. That's Command C. I think it's Control C on a PC. Then if we go back to the home page, edit page, and scroll down to that section that we're working on. I'm going to paste that in there, click save. I don't know what this is going to look like. I mean, probably for a background image you might want some more abstract things, but it's, you know, whatever images you've got to hand. Let's I think I accidentally clicked edit there. Let me view the page. And there's our background image, which is just sitting there in the middle. It doesn't obviously look right, but you get the idea. What I'll do is I'll set it back to a colour. Just for now, the default grey is quite nice. But obviously, the world is your oyster in terms of the kind of things you can do there, and there's a few more options there you can play with. Okay, so the next part of the site, the page, we've got the these, you know, they're more free columns. It's using that's a counter short code and a that's a list, and then you've got some clients testimonials. I'll just quickly show you what they are. So this is the flashy kind of presence, whatever, icon description. I don't know what it's all about really, but you can easily change that. So we could change it to, you know, a gamepad, and again, obviously change the text. We love video games. Just going to save the page. So that should change these presents into a video game controller. There we go, it was doing it then. See the gamepads doing their thing. So that's good if you want to show off stats about your business or organization. You can. That's quite a nice visual way of doing it. So here's our list. So the list uses this. There is a little bit of code in here. but again, if you edit what you see, then you should be fine. So basically all your little bullet points, these just have to sit between this li and the brackets and the slash li, that each one sits in between there. If you just edit that, if you need to add some more, just copy and paste, and then you can add some more. So you know, that's quite easy. There's a few other options here. You've got the chevron right, we can change it to whatever icon we want, cloud, that's fine. And you've got a few more options there, icons, circles, whatever you like. Here is our testimonial carousel. So again, here I'll just show you it on the front. You can have whatever you want kind of scrolling around. At the moment we're using it for testimonials, but you could have whatever you like. I say images, bits of text. And again, here's another short code for examples on how these work. Go back to the demo site, which I have actually got open here because I was looking at those icons. So you know, you come to the demo site, which is at freeclicks.bringthepixel.com, or you can find it on the theme forest page that you purchased the theme from. And here's all the shortcodes. So well, that's a testimonial one. If I click there, it shows you how to do it, and then you can just simply like copy and paste, and then just change what you need to. So that's item 1. Item 2, you can add another one if you want. And if I wanted to change it, so that's the name. If I change that to, you know, like a YouTube viewer, there we go. I can change the text here. I love WP Eagle videos. I watch them every day or something. Okay, so let's update and see what we've done there. There's our testimonial. It's just loading, that's why that looks funny. There we go. So we're starting to customize this page quite nicely. So we'll come down to recent works, which we'll go on to now, and I'll show you how this section works and how the works in general work. It's kind of a portfolio section is another way of saying it. So we'll get that looking a bit better. I'll add a few videos or something from my YouTube channel as an example of works. And then we'll finish off changing these last bits at the bottom, the map, etc. And then we've got a nice homepage, and you know, the website's really starting to come together. So keep watching, you're doing well. We're probably you know, 3/4 of the way through now, hopefully. I'm saying that before I've recorded the whole video, so I don't know how much more there's going to be, but yeah, we're getting there, and hopefully your site is starting to come together too. So let's move on to the portfolio works type section. So this area is powered by what's called works, and they are a great way of showing off, say you've got some case studies, or maybe you've got some videos or some images, those kind of things. It's a great way of yeah, showing that off. So these are all the demo ones. I've got blurry images because they don't come with the images. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new work rather than change these. Obviously you can have a look at these and edit them, but I'm going to add a couple of videos just to show you how it works. So if I go up here to new and then select work, and I've got one of my YouTube videos up here. It's called How to Get Traffic. And then down the right hand side here you've got some options in terms of what sort of thing it is, and obviously it's a video. So if I click video, a box appears here where I can just paste the URL. So I'm going to get that YouTube URL, put that in there, and put this video is about getting traffic. And I'm gonna, there's some categories here that are already created with the demo content. Obviously you can add your own, it's a good way of organizing everything. So now if I go view post, excuse me, there's my video, which obviously plays nicely. But if we go back to the home page, that will appear in that section down here. So there it is, it's got like a black and white effect going on. What I'll do is I will add some more. I'll add 5 more just to fill this up with different videos, and yeah, I'll be back in a sec. Let's do a quick edit. Hey, so I've added some of my videos. You'll see them here. They look quite good. But we can change the effect of this. It's got a few different effects. So if you don't like the kind of grayscale, colory thing going on there, we can change it. So let's edit the page. And if we scroll down to that section, there's a couple of things I want to change. Okay. So this first bit is the header, which is called recent works. It's white on white, which is why we can't see it. So that's fun. But if you go into the text editor, you can see everything in all its glory. I'm just going to change this to recent videos. It makes more sense because they're all videos. And then here is the recent works component. Again, if you wanted to add this fresh, you'd find it up the top here. Under collections, there's some posts, works, and stuff like that. And then you drag it down. Obviously, we've already got one. So if I click on the pencil, I can edit the options. So the effect there at the moment is grayscale. I can turn that off. Template is 1/4. If I adjust this, then they will change. For example, let's just change it to gallery, see what happens. You can hide certain things. So for example, the category that it's in, tags, all that sort of stuff. The date and author are going to be shown. So let's update and see what that looks like. So that should remove the grayscale and change the layout slightly. So there we are. I think they're in one. I actually prefer the color. I think. So let's change it again so that it should be in 3 columns. I don't know why it's defaulted to 4 there. It was 3 a minute ago. But you've got lots of flexibility anyway. So let's go back and in here, make it a 1/3 gallery. And update. Let's have a look now. Let's scroll down. Too far. There we have it. And I could obviously change this background image as well if I wanted, but that's fine. So the last bit is some logos and a call to action box. So let's have a look at that. Back into edit the page. So here's the call to action. We can change that text to watch our videos today. We think you're going to love them. And then I can change the button here. Best thing often is just to look for the text you want to change and then don't mess with anything else unless you know what you're doing. But it's all detailed in the theme documentation and videos. I changed the button text. And then the logos along the bottom here are just images in 1/5 columns. Again, very easy to change. I'm going to leave it as it is for now. An update. So I think the home page, in terms of modifying that particular layout, is done. Obviously, if you've chosen a different layout or you're starting from scratch, it's going to take you a bit longer. But I think once you get the hang of using this page editor and playing around with all these different elements, you can start to make some really good stuff. And as I say, there is loads of examples in that demo content, so make sure you have a good look through that. And try and choose something that you think is going to work for you, and then you don't have to change too much. Okay, so there's that bit that we just changed. There's our logos. Now this map is available on all the pages, and to edit that we go back into the dashboard. Or it doesn't have to be on every page, but it can be, or just the home page, whatever you want. And that's done under G1 Gmaps. So there's the map there. It's called the old map, but you could either change this or you can create one. So I could just simply type an address. Let's say Buckingham Palace. That's a bit American, Buckingham Palace. I can click that, and then that's going to update. Click update. Okay, and then if we scroll down, there we go. We're on Buckingham Palace. You can play around with that map as much as you like. I think we can add a little marker. Let's have another look. So go back into edit. And you can have as many maps you want, and you can use them about the place and different things. So there we go. And then you got all these options down here. You could have a marker, add new marker. So let's add a marker. It's Buckingham Palace. So there we go. It's added a nice little thing. You can even change it to something else if you like. You know, add a different image, but that looks fine to me. Let's update. There we go, there's our marker and everything. So the homepage comes together. What we're going to do now is I'm going to take you through the other pages just very quickly, just so we have a quick look. I'm not going to change all of them because that will be too long, but hopefully I've given you enough of an idea now to so that you're happy to dig in. And then to get finished off, we're going to add some social media icons. We're going to add a footer so that we've got some links in the footer and bits and bobs, and just generally bring it all together. Obviously check out the contact page, make sure that's all working, and set up the form on that. We might also add a few links across the top here, just to finish that off. The social media icons will sit up there, as well as maybe we could add a couple of more links. So we'll move on to that now. Right, so we're on the downhill slope now towards having a complete website. So let's start by looking at these pages. I'm just going to go through each one and just talk about it and show you a few bits and bobs. So this one makes a good FAQ page. Uses a number of short codes, thing like this, expanding, closing thing, which is great for questions. And it's just, you know, a great example. If we go into edit, we'll see what they look like in the back end using the page builder that we've been working with on the other pages. If it doesn't load up like it hasn't now, you always have to click this button. It should remember after a while, I'm not sure about it. So this one has got the two columns. It's got one that takes up 2/3 of the space and one that takes up 1/3. So let's, again, I'll open this in another tab so we can just flick between the two. Yeah, so you've got the box over there, you've got the FAQ, the divider. So here's a toggle that we just clicked through. So again, if you wanted to add this from scratch, you would find it up here, just there. But obviously it's already on here now, so you can edit that. And again, it's got some options, and then it's got this editor that we see all over the place, where you can add your content. Very, very straightforward. Let's have a look. So, you know, that gives you that nice effect there where you can open and close the different things. So on the right side, we've got these boxes with a nice icon. You see where it says box. Again, you would add this up the top if it wasn't already there, but you can click the pencil. Got some nice options. You can set the icon at the top to like a microphone. And again, there's the text editor. Once you get used to using that text editor and this page editor, you'll be flying around and adding all sorts of things. And here's just some basic text, just nicely formatted, so you can get an idea of how to do it yourself, or you know, you just dive in and edit the text yourself, and you know, easy as that. So that's the FAQ page. I'll just close that. Let's have a look at the history page. Again, these are just a few of the pages that are available in the demo content. You remember at the beginning I deleted loads of the other ones, so you know there's probably going to be a page that will work for you. This one's using tabs, and it's got some nice fading effects going on. So we'll have a look at how that's done in a second, and this testimonial which we used on the home page. Let's have a look at it in the back end. Change the page builder. So again, yeah, the columns, we've seen them before. A divider, which gives you that nice kind of line with an icon in it if you want. Again, all of the things we've got options, so you can have simple, you can have an icon. Here's the tabs, very similar to the carousel thing that was on the home page. You can just create a tab. You know, there's the plus one to create another one. another tab, and you enter your content here. Save. So yeah, loads of features in this theme, and you know, you can, if you use them all nicely, you can really create a good looking website. Yeah, so that's history. Let's update that and see our extra tab. Oh yeah, what I was going to show you is that fade effect that they had going on these boxes. So they've got these columns, and then this one, if we click on the oh, hang on, I think click on the column, there's this animation setting where you've got to fade in. So what that means is that it will appear as the visitor, the person looking at your website, scrolls down. It will just kind of nicely fade into to view. So you know, for example, we could add it to this one at the top and this one here. Let's have a look what happens. So wherever you've got a little pencil, you can click and change things to your needs. Got a nice cup of tea. So there was our fading. There's our new tab. Look. There's some more fading. Nice page. So let's quickly scoot through these. I'm not going to go for each and every one, but that one's got a nice. Again, this is using the boxes in 3 columns. Good for different, you know, pricing options. Services, again, boxes and icons. This page isn't working because it wants a Revolution slider, which we didn't import. So let's do that now and see what that slider looks like. So you remember at the very beginning we imported the content we imported, just the homepage slider, I seem to remember, but there are a few others. If I go to import slider and choose file, I need to browse back to the folder that we extracted at the very beginning, the one that we downloaded from Theme Forest. Demo content, Rev sliders. I think that was called Content Slider 1, was it? We'll find out. So yeah, sliders are not only for the home page. They can be anywhere. So let's see if that's done it. Let's go back to the website. Is that the services page, I believe? Content slider 2. Typical. Let's go back. So import the content slider 2. I must pay more attention when I'm doing stuff. Content slider 2. I mean, you might as well import all of them if you want to, you know, have a look at all the pages in all their glory. Again, all these pages are on the demo, which is on the Theme Forest website, so they're always there when you need to look. Let's have a look. Services. It's probably not going to have any images anyway, because they don't often come with any images. They come with red things, so you know that's a slider in a page. If you want to add a slider at the very top of the page, like the home page, there's just an option for that when you're editing a page. So rather than going into that part there in terms of editing content, if you scroll down, there's some options here in terms of the slider you want. So if I, for example, picked the home slider that we're already using and update the page, it should have added that to the top like that. So there we go. Let's carry on. So the portfolio is bringing in is where you would bring in the videos that I added earlier, for example, the works. So, this page doesn't seem to have anything on it. I thought it was a demo page, but never mind. We'll do it. We'll do it now. So I'm going to change to the page builder, and I'm going to add a section. So just going to drag this down. Then I'm going to go to collections, and I'm going to go for recent works. And then I'm going to click the pencil. I'm going to do it in a let's do it nice and big. So let's do it in a 1/2 gallery. Let's see what that looks like. And then you've got the grayscale if you want, which, yeah, let's have a look what it looks like. You've got some other options here. You can show the maximum. So if you've got 100 things but you only want to show 10, you could type 10 in there. And if you've got them in different categories and you only want to show a certain category, you need to enter the category ID here. And you get that. I'll show you how to get that now, just on a side note. because it's not always clear. You would go into works and find the work categories. So I'm just going to open this in a new tab so we don't lose where we are. To do that, I right-clicked, by the way. And you got your categories here. Now, for some reason, WordPress by default doesn't show you the ID, so that's why I'm saying it's quite tricky to find it. But if you hover over Edit, you'll see down in the bottom left of my browser, I'm going to zoom it up now so you can see. You can see the URL, and you can see in there there's something that says tag ID equals 21. Do you see that? So that's the ID, that 21. I know that's really straightforward, not, but so that's how you would, going back to here, when you're selecting your what works you want to show. And the same applies to posts, blog posts, because there's a recent posts element as well you can use. You type that number in here. So I just wanted to, I'm going to show all now, but if I wanted just to show that, I would type 21 in there. So let's go back to what we had. Was it 1/2 grayscale? Save. And if we click update, that should create our portfolio page. Okay. And there's my videos. So it's bringing in this summary here, which is a bit of a mess because just the way that the descriptions that I've got on these, I just quickly copied and pasted it from YouTube, are a bit messy. So it probably looked better. Obviously, if you write nice summaries, that's fine. But for now, I think I'm going to hide them. So I'll show you how to do that. So we go back into Edit Page. And you got this hide here, and it gives you an idea. You actually have to type the word in, and that is called the summary. So I do that, type that in there. I just copied and pasted it actually rather than type it. And if we have a look, it's gone. It just got the title, and you can hide all these other things as well, this category and the author and whatever you like. So that's the portfolio. Blog is the blog. That's quite straightforward. I don't think we've got any posts yet, or maybe we have and this isn't set up. So to set up the blog page, you go back into the dashboard. We're going to go into theme options. And what we need to do is go into the post section. And we can, there's various options here. What we want to do is select blog as our blog page. It's called archive page, which is a little bit confusing, but I think that's definitely the right one. Let's go and have a look. So that should then turn that page into the blog. So let's have a look. Yeah, it has. So there's some demo posts coming through here, but whenever you write a blog post, which you do by going up to new and post, and it's exactly the same as doing a page, it will appear here, and again you've got categories and all sorts of things. Now this is a sidebar, and it shows lots of things about your recent posts, recent comments, archives, categories and whatnot, but you can add whatever you like here, and you do that within widgets. So let me just show you that, which is under appearance widgets, or you can get it from the top there. And here's the things that we were looking at. So for example, if we wanted to move the comments up and we didn't want the meta, and maybe instead we wanted to show some of our recent work, I could drag that over to here, click save. Actually, that's the custom one. I don't want that. Ignore that. We want the recent works. There we go. Save that. Let's go back to the blog. There we go. There's our recent works in the sidebar. And again, it's got the same settings as the one we just added to that page. It's quite long, so it's pushing everything down. But yeah, very easy to work with. Here's the about page. Again, similar elements to what we've seen, just there for you to play with and edit as you like. Careers page is quite nice, showing you some examples of the counters. Again, they're just elements that you can add and customize using the page builder that we've been working with. This is the contact page with a map at the top, and it's got a nice form on it. Again, it's got a sidebar. Again, you can change that if you'd like. So for example, if we wanted to lose that sidebar is where you can add the widgets that we just looked at a second ago, and you can have as many sidebars as you like for different pages, but sometimes you don't want them, and you've got this template option down here where you can decide what you have with the other sidebar. So if we go for the full, that will lose the sidebar. Now while we're in this edit, we might as well check that contact form. So if we need to switch to the page builder, and the contact form is here, again you add it from here, the contact form, and you just need to complete this. So where the emails go to, the subject, the text that's displayed on the screen, some fills in the form, you know, like thanks for getting in touch, and the text if there's a problem, and you can leave that as standard or AX. AX makes it a little bit more fancy but doesn't always work on all browsers. So yeah, that's the contact form. So that's the page is all done. I didn't save that last change, you see. Even I forget sometimes. Let's put that to full as we just did and update. So now there's no sidebar and it's full width. Okay, so let's finish off the website by adding some social media icons and finishing off the footer here, so that we've got things like a sitemap and privacy policy links. And then we'll just finalize all the settings, and yeah, we're pretty much done in terms of, you know, getting the foundations there. Obviously, I'm sure you'll spend lots of time on it, playing around and tweaking and, you know, working on it. But, you know, hopefully I've given you a foundation. So let's finish it off and get it rocking and rolling. So I'm going to go into the dashboard. So for the social media icons, which are essential obviously nowadays, to set them up, it's in settings and then G1 social icons. And there's a whole list of different social networks here. You know, any social network you can think of is here. So you need to find the ones that you're on or the ones you want to promote. So it's probably going to be things like Twitter and stuff. So it's not a great page in terms of layout, because you have to remember what these columns are. So it's caption, link, and label. So let's find Twitter. So the caption is Twitter. And the link is to your full Twitter profile, which I think is this. I can't always remember. Twitter.com/. I suggest you find you open up your social media profiles and copy and paste them. I'm just going to enter any old stuff. So whatever you fill in here is going to be the ones that appear. So let's find Facebook as well. They're all alphabetical, aren't they? There he is. Facebook. I don't think you need to fill in this middle one, this caption one, really. It's not essential. I think that will appear when someone hovers over the icon if you want it. So Twitter and Facebook for now, that's fine. And then we're going into theme options. And it's going to be under style and pre-header. And I want to turn on the social icons. You can add stuff to this top area, which I will show you how to do now. I'm going to change it to 2 equal columns, and I'm going to show you how to put some content alongside the social icons. So let's have a look. There we go, there's our Facebook and Twitter. So yeah, adding some content to this drop-downy thing if you want to. And that's, again, it's a widget. So let's go back to Appearance and Widgets. And you've got these pre-header areas. So for example, if we wanted to show some of the latest videos up there, I don't know why you would. Maybe you do, I don't know. I can go Recent Works. I can put latest videos. And I think we'll go for 1. I just want to show 2. I want to hide some stuff. I want to hide all these things. In fact, I'll hide everything apart from the picture, and we'll see what that looks like. And maximum of 2. I'm going to open this in a new tab because I think we might be going back and forth. Close that. So now when I click this, there's my videos, you know, popping down. Wow, that's pretty big though, isn't it? Let's change that. I'm sure we can get that looking a bit better. Let's try it as a 1/4 because I think that's a bit too big. Let's refresh. Page is just loading. That looks better. And then we could add another one because I set it to 2 columns, remember, just a second ago. So I've got pre-header 2. We could just add a bit of text. So there's all these widgets here you can use. I won't go through them all, there's a lot. You can put what you like here. This is a text widget. Save that, and that should just add a nice bit of text in this area here. Of course, if you don't want that drop down thing in the theme options, you can turn it off. If you think it's a bit unnecessary. I've made a few sites with this theme and I've not used it, to be fair, but I think it depends on what you're doing, doesn't it? Oh, it's being slow again. I think that's my computer. It's just tired. So there we go. There's our text widget that I just added. Okay, what we'll do now is we're going to create some links just to go across here and to go across the bottom. These are useful for things like the sitemap and privacy policy. So first of all, we need a page for those two things. So I'm going to go new page. Now for the sitemap, I'm just going to call it sitemap, not in capitals. Then we don't need to add any content here. We can just go over to the template and select sitemap. And then view page. There's our sitemap. So this is just a list of all everything that's on your website, obviously. So all your categories, all your works or portfolio, and all your pages. So it's really good for search engines, and obviously it's good for people if they need to find something. I haven't shown you yet. There's a lovely search box as well, which is really cool. If you want to search, but that obviously just works just out of the box, as it were. So the next page we'll create is a privacy policy. I think most websites you should have these things. I don't even, it may be even a legal thing, probably is. If you don't have a privacy policy, what I often do is you can Google like a privacy policy, like generic. I don't know if this will obviously stand up in a court of law. I'm sure it, it's probably fine, but you need to just read it, check it, and make it your own. Obviously, if you want to do it properly, you might want to get a lawyer to do it or something. I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to change to the page builder. I'm going to add a section. Then add some HTML, the big T for text. I could just paste that straight in. Look. Publish. There's our privacy policy. Okay, it's looking good. So what we'll do now is we'll add these to our menus. So let's go into menus. Again, that's in the parents, or we can get there straight from the top here. I'm going to create a new menu. I'm going to call it top menu because it's going at the top. And I'm going to add a couple of pages of the privacy policy. Sitemap might as well add careers as well, why not? And then I'm going to select this as secondary navigation. So if we go back to the website and refresh, you can see these links are now up the top above the logo. I'm going to do the same along the bottom. So I'm going to create another menu. I'll call it footer menu. See, I've created a few footer menus. They auto suggest those I've typed it before. And here I'm going to add privacy policy, sitemap, careers, contact us, FAQ, add whatever you like. Oh, I forgot to say where that's going to sit, that menu. Footer, there we go. So now if I go back and refresh, you can see the links along the bottom there. So that's done. We've got a lot of space here which we need to fill. So let's go and do that now. That's in the widgets again, where you're going to be really familiar with these widgets by the end of this section. So it goes in these pre-footer areas. So what we could have is, we'll start with a little bit of text. Demo 2015. This is a demo website built using my tutorial video on YouTube. Save that. Let's see what that looks like. Got some tabs open here. Let's close some of these tabs, tidy up. So there we go, we've got a bit of text. What else have we got? Back into widgets. We're going to the footer. So we got all these different widgets. You could have a MailChimp newsletter. It will need some setting up, but let's see if it works anyway. Let's open the site in a new tab again. Let's have a look. There we go. Obviously, it won't work. To set up the newsletter, you'll need your MailChimp. Obviously, if you're not using MailChimp, I would recommend you do, because MailChimp is really cool for collecting emails and all that kind of stuff and emailing people. Yeah, to set it up, it's in theme options, I think, under newsletter. You have to enter an API key, which you find when you log into your MailChimp. There's also Twitter, which again needs lots of keys and things to set up. Yeah, so that's your newsletter. You need to obviously find your API key. Let's add a couple more widgets. Okay, so I'm going to add some social icons. Let's add it to the third column. So again, just find the widget. What we're looking for, social icon. There it is. Drag that up. Give it a label. Let's call it social media. You can decide what you want to include, exclude. I want them nice and big. I only want to show the icons, so I'm just going to put label and caption in here, and it will hide them. But obviously it's up to you, and that's where we enter those things when we're setting up social. That's what that caption's for. You can have a little bit of writing underneath if you wish. So that's done. So for the fourth, I'm just going to have the 4 columns because that's the default. For the fourth one, I'm going to add a custom menu. So to do that, I'm going to go into menus. And what you're going to need to do is go into screen options and tick the, I've just already ticked them because I did a little edit there because something went wrong. But don't worry about that. It's a smooth video and no one ever knew. Yeah, so come in and tick these boxes and it gives you some more options down the side here of things you can add to a menu. So I'm going to add some of my recent videos. I'm just going to add the first 3. I'm just going to add them to this new menu, which is called Custom Menu 1. I'm going to rename it to Widget Menu. You could, of course, just click Create New Menu and call it Widget Menu. I'm going to save that. I'm not going to tick any of these boxes down the bottom because I'm going to just add this to a widget to appear in the footer. So that's done. Let's go back to widgets. And then there's a widget up here called Custom Menu. I'm going to call it popular videos. I'm going to call it, select the menu I've just created, which is called widget menu. And then let's have a look. Let's refresh the page. And if we scroll down, there's our social media, and there's our popular videos. Maybe it would look good with the words. Let's have a look. So I'm going to go back to widgets, and let's include the label. Let's see what happens. Refresh. That's okay. And then obviously the caption would appear there, which would look alright. So the site is pretty much, I've taken you as far as I probably can. Just to finish off, I'm going to just take you through some of the very general settings. And we'll very quickly just go through the theme pages, just so I can just quickly explain what they all are and you're aware of it. The first thing we're going to do is the general settings of WordPress, which is under settings in general. And you can give your website a name. So WP, you give it whatever you want it to be. 215, give it a tagline. Make sure your email address is correct and all that business. The URL and everything should all be done for you, obviously. And then you can just save, and that's done. And as I say, we'll quickly have a look at these theme options. So we've been through style and the general one. Within pages, we've been in here to set the home page. Posts is all about your blog posts, so the layout. At the moment it's got the sidebar, but you can have a default of just try these different layouts. So this is when you're looking at a single blog post. We've been in here for the archive page. Again, loads of different layouts that you can play around with on that. So yeah, you can make a great looking blog. Same for categories and tags. Same for works as well. There's options here in terms of you can have a slider on your works page, and all sorts of different things. So there we go. In terms of, earlier when we set up the portfolio page and I added it manually, you could just come in here and select the page you want to be the portfolio, and then it would take on these settings. So just create a page called work or portfolio and then come in here and select it, rather than adding the recent works thing that I did earlier. But either way works. It's really entirely up to you. Now the sliders in here relate to another type of slider that comes with the theme. We use a Revolution slider, so you probably don't need that. There's no map in there anymore because it's in the up here in G1 Gmaps where we looked earlier. We've been in a newsletter. So Twitter, I briefly touched on it earlier. You need to set it up following the instructions here, and you get some keys, put them in there, and then it will show you the latest tweets, and you can have it as a widget or whatever you like. Sidebars. So if I mentioned earlier that you can have as many sidebars as you'd like. You can create more here. So say for example you wanted a different sidebar on your services page, you could type services in here, add it, and then it would appear within the widget section, and you can add the widgets away, and then when you're editing the page you select that sidebar as a sidebar for that page. Maintenance mode. When you're working on your site, you might want to turn maintenance mode on so that people get a kind of a splash screen. You can create a page in terms of what you want it to say, and that will be the one that's shown. And I don't think you need to mess with advanced. Okay, so that's it. Let's have one final look. I know it's been a very long video. Yeah, and hopefully your website looks something like this and you're happy with it. If you got stuck or you got any questions, then please do get in touch with me on Twitter, on YouTube. Leave a comment, send me an email. I'm happy to help you out as best I can via email. And yeah, good luck making websites, and yeah, keep watching, subscribe and all that business, and I'll be making more WordPress internet website related videos very soon. Thanks for watching.